In today's Legacy video, we're trying to find out, is Wail of the Forgotten from Lost Caverns of Ixalan good enough for the Epic Storm? Let's go find out. This is the deck list that we'll be playing today. It's a slightly modified version of the Epic Storm version 15.6, but the headline of this deck list is Wail of the Forgotten from Lost Caverns of Ixalan. It's a blue and a black for a sorcery with Descend 8. So if you have 8 permanent cards in your graveyard, not 8 cards, just 8 permanent cards like Lotus Petals, Chrome Mox, whatever, you can choose multiple modes. So the first mode is return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. You can then have target player discard a card, or the last mode is strategic planning. You look at the top 3, put 1 card to your hand, the rest go to the graveyard. So why is this card even in the conversation over Ponder? Ponder is a terrific card, allows you to look at 4 different cards, and well, it just makes your deck a lot smoother for a single blue mana. So why is Wail of the Forgotten even here? Well, if you look at the metagame, we're seeing a lot of prison decks at the moment. Chalice of the Void, Archon of Emeria, that sort of stuff. And Wail of the Forgotten is a built-in way into your deck that can answer those cards naturally without having to Burning Wish for a payoff spell that might be too slow. So instead, you have 4 cards in your main deck that can get the job done. A lot like Modern, Izzet Breach, looking at Izzet Charm right now. So that's why I'm interested in Wail of the Forgotten. I actually thought about this card pre-Eternal Weekend, but I didn't have the time to test it. That's what we're doing here today. So hopefully we find out today if it's actually good enough. That's what I'm looking to do, and hopefully you enjoy the ride. So if you have any other comments, questions, suggestions, whatever, put those down below. But I kind of just want to hop on in and play some Legacy Magic the Gathering, and I hope you're cool with that. So I'll see you in the first match. Don't go anywhere. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. You can also show your support by becoming a member of this channel. You get sweet perks such as badges, emotes, early access to videos, exclusive members-only content, and access to our members Discord section. As you increase the tiers, there are other rewards such as shop discounts, cyborg guides, and even free donation decks. Click the join button down below to find out more. We also have other ways you can support us, like theepicstorm.com/shop or submitting a donation deck via theepicstorm.com/donation decks. That's enough for now. Let's play some Magic. Welcome to match number 1. We're on the draw against a likely Reanimator opponent, and our hand has the Wail of the Forgotten, but I don't think that this hand is actually good enough, so we'll send it back. Okay, so we have Wail of the Forgotten again, but this hand doesn't really do anything. I'm going to go to 5. So is our opponent. Ay. I think I'm supposed to keep this, but it's actually not a very good hand. Okay, better than 4, I suppose. Being on the play would have been sort of helpful because I might have been able to mulligan this for a 4. And they open up on turn 1 Grief. They have 2 cards left in their hand. They did exile an Atraxa. And it looks like they're passing the turn with 2 cards left. They took my Burning Wish and we draw another copy of Lion's Eye Diamond. Actually doesn't help me a lot here. It's almost like drawing a blank. But we'll play it and pass the turn. Hopefully no Unstep Entomb. And no Entomb, that's good news. They play a second Swamp. And Exhume. Do you take the Brainstorm or do you take the Dark Ritual? They choose Brainstorm. Okay, so that means that Beseech the Mirror is more of a live draw now. We would still need another mana and Beseech the Mirror, but okay. Mana off the top, please. Alright, so our opponent has 2 cards. They play a land for turn, 1 card left in hand. Any mana wins the game for us. Let's see if our draw step is good. That'll do, Pig. That'll do. Dark Ritual. Cabal Ritual. And then holding priority with a new computer. Let's see if we can do it. Sacrifice this Lion's Eye Diamond. Ooh, holding priority did not work that time. We will select Gaea's Will. And our opponent just concedes. So we have won game number 1. A few lucky draws there. I will say that. But let's see if I need to be able to hold priority, so that's a concern of mine. Reanimator. Not a very good Galvanic Relay matchup, so we can take that out of the deck. We'll bring in a couple copies of Thoughtseize. And then we have 1 open slot. Probably the Consign to Oblivion. Let's try this out. This seems fine-ish. The problem is if we're discarded, they take the Dark Ritual, and then the hand really struggles, but we'll try it. They lead off with a Verdant Catacombs. They search out a basic Swamp. And they play Duress. Sure, so their deck has a lot of discard in it if they're willing to reach at Duress. Because you have to think they have Grief, they have Thoughtseize, they have Unmask, so that means Duress is on top of that. And they choose to take Song of Creation, which is a little bit wild. Lion's Eye Diamond, a decent draw here. We'll play the Diamond and the Mox Opal. Pass the turn. So we have a win on the table for next turn. Our opponent needs another discard spell here. They unmask themselves. And they have Iona, so they're going to be able to name black here. And the Song of Creation pick makes a lot more sense now. We have one card in our deck that answers this Iona, and it's in our main deck. It's the Solo Consigned to Oblivion, and we need to find it the hard way. Burning Wish. I did board it in, right? Punished. Okay, we will fetch. Grab Underground Sea. Grab Taiga. I'm going to try to hold control again. Yeah, that did not work. I don't like that. I need to be able to hold control. We will pass the turn. Taking 7. I am at 11 life. Veil of Summer. I will pass. So this attack from the Iona should put me to 4 life. They play a second land. And they accidentally missed their attack step. Looks like I'm going to get an extra look before I have to echo here. Another Dark Ritual. Okay, well, we will pass the turn. Iona does attack this time. I'll go to 4 life. And they're passing. Thoughtseize. Okay, so we didn't draw anything good. I will flash back the Echo of Aeons. Storm 1. I believe this might win. Can I Grapeshot for 10? We'll play the Lotus Petal, play Chromox, imprint the Dark Ritual, because it's kind of free. I'm going to try to hold control on a couple of these spells. Lion's Eye Diamond. No. Alright, let's try Lion's Eye Diamond again. Why isn't it holding control? And I don't have nearly enough storm count, and I can't peer into the abyss. I am dead if I empty, and I'm dead if I relay. So I can get to 8 storm, I can't get to 10. I've already used the echo. Okay, I'm just going to concede. I guess it's better to have the consign in the sideboard, and I'll bring in Beseech you? Let's try this out. On the play for game number 3. Sure, we'll try this. I'm just going to play Taiga and pass the turn. Our opponent kept 5 cards. We will Veil of Summer their Duress. Cabal Ritual was the draw. Another Lotus Petal. I'm going to main phase a Brainstorm here. See what it is. I don't think any of this is actually good enough. I'm going to hide Brainstorm on the bottom and then Burning Wish. Pass the turn. They Thoughtseize us. They take the Burning Wish. And now a Grief, exiling Unmask. And they take the Cabal Ritual. So I believe that this is a spot where our opponent wants me to Thoughtseize them. I'm not going to do it. Instead, we're going to just Burning Wish, and I'll go grab an Echo of Aeons. And then I'll play Lotus Petal, pass the turn. I could always Thoughtseize myself to get this Echo in the graveyard, but I do have a Brainstorm on top of our deck. Sure, Thoughtseize away. They're at 16 life now, 2 cards in hand. We'll draw the Brainstorm, and let's cast it. So I don't actually have the resources here to Beseech the Mirror. It requires triple black, and I don't have that and a bargain card. I'm going to put Beseech on the top. We'll play Volcanic Island, pass the turn. They have 3 in hand, and it looks like they're passing. I can cast Beseech the hard way. The question is, what do you do? Like, I could go get, like, Song of Creation, but it's a little weak to discard. I could also just grab a Lion's Eye Diamond. And I think that's probably the move. And then I'll pass the turn. No End Step and Tomb. Alright. Our opponent just draws and passes. Song of Creation, speaking of the devil. Alright, so we'll add blue, green, red, and then another red, play Song of Creation. Pass the turn and discard my Echo of Aeons, but instead the opponent concedes. My control key still doesn't work, but we got a match win over Reanimator. We're 1-0 in this Legacy League. No Whale of the Forgotten yet, but I'm sure we'll come up soon. Moxfield.com is the easiest way to build a Magic deck online. They support over 30 formats, including Legacy and many other Eternal formats. There are so many options to view decks the way that you want, from text view to individual cards, mana value, and even card price. There's also light mode and dark mode. My personal favorite feature is card tags. This way you can sort cards by function. Moxfield supports collection tracking, Scryfall search, decklist feedback, and so much more. Follow me on Moxfield.com so you can stay updated on all of my decks. Round number 2, we're on the draw, and our opponent, last time I faced them, was a Reanimator player. That said, this person has a long history of playing Delver decks, so I'm not really sure what to expect here, but 7 mana is in it, so we're going to send this hand back. Okay, this hand is also a mulligan, unfortunately. None of the hands that we've mulliganed that Wail of the Forgotten has been in would have been better if it was a Ponder so far. I guess we keep this. Bottom the Gaia's Will. Bottom the Galvanic Relay. And it looks like for the second time this league we are facing a Reanimator. Opponent has a Badlands into Faithless Looting. Dark Ritual off the top would be our best draw. Archon of Cruelty plus Sarah's Emissary. They play a Lotus Petal. Grief, Exiling, Entomb. Sure. They take our Beseech the Mirror. And they have the turn 1 with Grief backup. Ay. We're not going to be able to beat this. Discard the Thoughtseize. Okay. Yeah, we're just dead. So we can go to the next... trying to think. If I play a land, they attack, I have to discard. I would discard Chrome Mox. Dark Ritual doesn't get me out of it. And then I don't get another turn. So yeah. Alright, we're dead. Next game. And that was brutal. We'll bring in the Beseiju and 2 Thoughtseize once again. We'll take out the Galvanic Relays. Okay, game number 2, we're on the play. Wail of the Forgotten. Admittedly, this is a spot where it's worse than Ponder, but I think I'm going to keep it. It is nice that Wail of the Forgotten fills up your graveyard for Cabal Ritual Threshold, but I think 8 permanent cards in your graveyard will be a tough task. If it was 8 cards altogether, just like Super Threshold, it would probably be a little bit easier, but we'll see what we can do here. And let's brainstorm. Another Wail of the Forgotten. I think we'll put both Wails on top of the deck. Play a Lion's Eye Diamond. Play Beseiju, and then we'll play out Chrome Mox. Imprint the Dark Ritual. Pass the turn. Our opponent plays a Badlands. Lotus Petal. Dauthi Voidwalker. Interesting. I'm going to bounce the Dauthi, I think. I don't think wailing into the other Wail that's on top of her deck is super useful. And maybe they don't have a second land to replay the Dauthi, and if they do, it takes up their whole turn anyway. So I think it's a fine exchange. Faithless Looting. I could see Wail of the Forgotten being even better in a deck that ran like 3 copies of Echo of Aeons. That actually seems pretty good to me. Because then you have the ability to accidentally mill cards with flashback, and that just seems great. They play a Scrubland Gristlebrand in the graveyard. And they have the Gristlebrand. They're passing at 12 life. So we're drawing the Wail of the Forgotten. So there is a catch-22 here. Is I could hold priority and sacrifice the Lion's Eye Diamond, assuming that my hold priority key even works. And if I hit black, I'd win the game with Beseech the Mirror. If I hit Beseech the Mirror and I don't do it, I lose the game. But if I hit Burning Wish, we're in business. Alternatively, if I make black mana, then hit Burning Wish, we have to Galvanic Relay for like 4, which is a little bit underwhelming. So I'm just going to try to hold control here and see if it even works. We'll look at the top 3. That was weird. It wouldn't let me hold control on the spell because I had to click through the other stuff. So this might not have been the best spell for this. And we hit Beseech the Mirror, but we also milled the Gaia's Will. Really uncomfortable. I'll take the Beseech. And I couldn't hold control there even if I wanted to. So far, Wail of the Forgotten has not been great versus Reanimator. Okay, we're going to get hit for 7. They draw 7 cards. And I'm not crazy. Like, if I pop this up, it says holding priority is just the control key. However, when I do hit the control key, it just does nothing. So I'm not sure what I'm actually supposed to do in order to keep priority. Like, should I try hitting shift control? I have no clue. Our opponent plays an Entomb. And they grab Sarah's Emissary. Sure. Protection from sorceries. That's probably good enough here. And then they can replay the Dothy Voidwalker as well. And an Entomb for a Shieldred. I mean, I've already lost this game, but it doesn't really matter all that much. We'll draw Wail of the Forgotten, which cannot bounce a Sarah's Emissary because it's a sorcery. We'll tap for blue, tap for black. We'll try Shift Control here. Shift Control did not do it. This has been pretty miserable. Yeah, I mean, I'm just dead. Okay, we are now 1-1 against 2 matches against Reanimator. Looking to make playing your favorite combo deck much easier? Look no further than the Epic Storm Mini Token Combo Pack, which is available at theepicstorm.com/shop for $14.99. This combo token pack comes with 84 double-sided tokens. That includes our classic Storm and mana tokens, as well as fan favorites such as Goblins, Squirrels, and Slime Time Live. But that's not all. We've expanded this token pack to cover a variety of formats with new tokens. Stop on by theepicstorm.com/shop and make an easy decision to elevate your combo game. Match number 3, we've won a die roll, which is great, and the last time I faced this person, they were on 60 card Death and Taxes. So here we have Veil of Summer, which is a dead card, but we also have Thoughtseize, which is pretty good in the matchup. So you're putting a lot of pressure on this Brainstorm to be good. I think you're better off just taking a mulligan. Also, I figured out how to hold control. Great news, right? And this is also a hand that's just way better if you have Ponder over Wail of the Forgotten. But for some reason, it wants me to hold command plus control and not just control. So I'd bottom Gaia's Will, but I'd have to imprint Dark Ritual to Wail on turn 1. And then I don't have red mana for Burning Wish. I'm going to go to 5. Sure, we'll bottom the Gaia's Will and Chrome Mox. Play a Lotus Petal. Wail of the Forgotten has not felt good so far. In theory, I thought it made a lot more sense, but in practice, it's been very awkward. I was like, oh, it's also another black card to imprint to your Chrome Mox, so your Chrome Moxes are so much better, but it's just been really difficult to cast so far. Brainstorm. And that's 2 duds. Okay, 2 cards on top. I probably should have put a card on top to hide from Thoughtseize instead. Oh well. They play a first turn Karakas into Mother of Ruins. So my best chance of winning here is brainstorming into Beseech the Mirror. Let's try it. No such luck. We've probably lost this game. They play a Marsh Flats. And it looks like they might be holding open Orcish Bowmasters here. And they are. Pass the turn. Can't do anything. No play, really. They play a Plains and another Mother of Ruins. So they're really in on this Orcish Bowmasters, huh? Pass. I don't know why you would keep a Death and Taxes hand that doesn't do anything. They pick up the Scrubland. And they play a Samwise. Sure. Getting back their Marsh Flats. You've got it. They have a Wasteland. Goodbye, Taiga. Now they're attacking for 3. I'll fall to 15. They bounce their Samwise. And they replay it, getting back their Wasteland. I mean, that's really cute. The 2024 era of Mangara. But, I mean, any Hate Bear here would win the game instead. Wail of the Forgotten. And once again, I can't cast this easily. So I guess we'll tap for blue, we'll tap for black, and we'll play Wail. Looking at the top 3. We find Beseech the Mirror. Play Chrome Mox, we'll imprint this Veil of Summer. So, I mean, Wail was fine there, but Ponder also would have won. Dark Ritual, Lion's Eye Diamond, and now I'm going to showcase my ability to hold control, hopefully. We will cast Beseech the Mirror, sacrificing Mox Opal, and then I'll add 3 black. We'll grab another Beseech the Mirror, sacrifice the Chrome Mox, and now I will grab Gaia's Will. Storm is 7. Sweet. Okay. We'll bring in Beseech Ooze, Thoughtseize, get rid of Galvanic Relay. We also don't really want Veil of Summer. My sideboard is admittedly a little bit short on cards to board in because like when you have 4 main deck answers, you don't need more in the sideboard. So I cut the Echoing Truths for more Carpet of Flowers, thinking that made a lot of sense. And I think I'm actually going to choose to leave in 2 Veils, because they are an Orcish Bowmaster's deck, and that means that Song of Creation and Peer into the Abyss, you know, they're more live. Plus, they have 4 Thoughtseize as well. Beseech You plus Wail of the Forgotten is not a combo, but I do like this hand, so I'm going to keep it. The opponent mulligans to 5. Deafening Silence, while I do have double answer in my hand. We'll play a Misty Rainforest and pass the turn. They have land number 2. Stoneforge Mystic, you got it. They find a Cauldron Complete. Cabal Ritual. I'm going to Brainstorm while they can't Orcish Bowmasters me. Cast the Brainstorm. Get rid of Gaia's Will and Veil of Summer, but I did find the card that I wanted, which was Lion's Eye Diamond. They activate the Stoneforge Mystic, putting in Cauldron Complete. Cauldron attacks for 5, I'll fall to 14 life. They're fetching with Marsh Flats. Pick up a Scrubland. Mother of Runes, okay. They have 1 card left in their hand. We will fetch. I need to be able to cast this Wail of the Forgotten, so let's grab Volcanic Island. Okay, so we'll do black mana off of Underground Sea, blue off of Volcanic, and we will Wail of the Forgotten, the Deafening Silence. Storm is 1. Play our land for turn. Lotus Petal is Storm 2. Storm 3 is Chromox, imprint the Burning Wish. We will Cabal Ritual, Storm 4. And I think that this is supposed to be an Echo of Aeons game. We'll have blue-black floating, and we've already played a land. Storm is 6. So you could have emptied for 14 goblins, but I don't think 14 goblins beats the Cauldron Complete on the battlefield, especially with 2 additional blockers. Alright, Storm 7, 2 mana floating. Okay, we'll play a Lion's Eye Diamond, Dark Ritual, Storm 10, Tendrils of Agony, and we win the match! Sweet, we're now 2-1, 2 matches left to go. If you're still watching, make sure to give this video a like, comment, and subscribe. While you're near the description, here's a reminder to use our affiliate links if you're going to make a purchase from Amazon, Card Hoarder, or TCG Player. Just above those affiliate links, you'll find our social channels. Make sure to join those to connect with us. Match number 4, and we're facing Velgrim once again. I feel like I faced Velgrim in my last Legacy video as well. On the draw, City of Traders, Lotus Petal, Basalt Monolith, okay. Voltaic Key, untaps the Monolith. Now Monolith can make 3 more mana, going up to 4. Karn the Great Creator. Yeah. Chooses Liquid Metal Coating. Tendrils of Agony, not a very good draw. We'll play Thoughtseize. Wasteland Shadow Spear. We'll take the Liquid Metal Coating. Declan, this will be remembered that you chose to play Karn the Great Creator. I'm not going to forget that. You did this to yourself. I mean, realistically, I should just be dead. All they have to do is untap the Basalt Monolith, play a land. And I guess they would need a 2-mana land here to play Mycosynth Flatus, but they could play it next turn too and win the game. I just can't do much of anything here. They play the Wasteland. Uses Karn the Great Creator. Trinisphere. Okay. You won the die roll. I get it. I get it. We'll bring in Beseech You. And the additional Thoughtseize, take out Galvanic Relay. Veil of Summer. Bring in the Consign. We're still at 50. I think you're supposed to just leave in a couple relays here. We'll try this. Game 2, we're on the play this time. This is not a keepable hand. I don't think this is either. Even if these were Ponders, I wouldn't keep this hand. We'll go to 5. So this turn 1 beseeches. We have to put 2 back. Oh, if this was a 6, it would be much better. Because then I could Song of Creation and then play a 0. I can't do that with this hand. So with this hand, I have to Song of Creation pass. We'll play the Beseech You, Lotus Petal, Dark Ritual, Chromox, and then Beseech. Yeah, we really needed this to be a 6 and not a 5. Play the song and pass the turn. And having a green land in play is not ideal. So we'd almost have to draw a 0 in order for us to do anything next turn. Ancient Tomb. Grim Monolith. Come on, 0. Nope. We have to discard our hand and pass. 7 mana. The One Ring. Sure. Well, Manifold Key. Untaps the ring. Can we draw something? There we go. So we can't win this turn because of the One Ring. So the best we can do is just like empty for a ton and pass. And I guess I'm going to Burning Wish here for Echo. And I hit the Lion's Eye Diamond. We'll grab Echo, play the Diamond. Opal's good, but I'd love a black source here for this Dark Ritual. There we go. So our first land for the turn. I'll play Dark Ritual. And now Cabal Ritual with Threshold. Another Wail of the Forgotten. I'm going to Thoughtseize myself here. Discard Gaea's Will. And I'm going to Thoughtseize myself again. We have Beseech you. I was really hoping for another artifact here. Discard one of the whales. Or even another land would have been good. I will play the other Mox Opal. They will Legend Rule, and I will Misty Rainforest. We'll grab a Volcanic Island. Blue. I wonder if I actually have... And I do have the kicker, right? Or do I not? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, I'm still off. We will bounce the One Ring. And then I'll add 3 blue. We will Echo of Aeons. Leave 2 blue and a black floating. Storm is 11. We'll play a Chrome Mox. Imprint. Imprint Thoughtseize because I can't target them anyway. Add a black. Oh, Cabal Ritual. We find a Lotus Petal. We'll play that. Play out another Lotus Petal. Let's bounce the Grim Monolith. I don't have another Echo in my deck. We only have just the one. Let's play out another Chrome Mox. And Brainstorm. We'll tap for blue. Play a Mox Opal. Let's Wail of the Forgotten. And we'll bounce the key. Just trying to pinch them on mana here. Play a Petal. Dark Ritual. Dark Ritual. And now let's get rid of the Song of Creation. And we'll grab a Burning Wish, why not? From 25, we'll grab Empty. Play Chrome Mox. Imprint the Relay. Play another Lion's Eye Diamond. And empty for 28 Storm. 56 Goblins. Alright, Empty is finally finished resolving, and now we're going to go to clean up and discard a bunch of cards. Okay. Maybe I was supposed to keep on drawing until I hit the other Beseech you, but that could have been risky. Alright, there's the Grim Monolith. Currency Converter. Discards Lodestone Golem. Okay. There's a key. Untaps Grim Monolith. Another key, so now they can go up to 4 mana. Mox Opal. They untap the Grim Monolith, so now they have 5 mana. Another key. Sure. Activate your Currency Converter. Lodestone Golems is just wild. Like, this matchup is already incredibly favored for them, and they're choosing to play Lodestone Golem, which is not very stock. But sometimes that's how it is, I guess. Alright, so we're on the draw. I do not like Galvanic Relay, but I'm not convinced any other card in our sideboard is better. I think I'm just going to resubmit. I don't think that this is a keepable hand of Magic the Gathering, no matter how good the card Brainstorm is. You can't do it. It's just way, way, way too desperate. Like, you have the mulligan button built in. Let's just use it. I mean, I don't want to keep this hand, but I think you're supposed to. And you'll bottom the Taiga. Our opponent is also taking a mulligan. What a league, by the way. Reanimator, Death and Taxes, Karnforge. Definitely not a league that will be super useful in my testing for SCG Con Philly. Leyline of the Void. They have 5 cards left. Urza's Saga. Key. Sure. 3 cards left in hand. Mox Opal. 2 cards. Wail of the Forgotten. Not bad. We're going to hang on to this, though, at least for 1 turn. Grab Underground Sea. And let's Thoughtseize. Okay, well that looks pretty good. I'm going to pass the turn here. No point in playing out the artifacts. We're still a Galvanic Relay deck. And Empty the Warrens is a card I'm really interested in. We did see Shadow Spear in game number 1, and they have an Urza's Saga online already. Lotus Petal. Okay, so I guess the question is, am I burning Dark Ritual into this Wail of the Forgotten? I think the answer is no. Wail of the Forgotten. Looking at the top 3. Burning Wish, Galvanic Relay, Wail of the Forgotten. Okay, so if I get Burning Wish, I can empty for 16 goblins versus a Saga that can get Shadow Spear and has a Manifold Key to attack and then untap it. I don't think 16 is actually good enough. If I pass, I could Peer into the Abyss next turn. And Peer into the Abyss probably wins the game, assuming my opponent doesn't top deck a good card. So there's no difference between Galvanic Relay and taking the Burning Wish and passing. So I guess the question becomes, do you think that they kept Shadow Spear in their deck? I am going to guess no. I mean, it's going to stink when I'm wrong, but I think passing and then getting hit by Karn or Lodestone Golem or the One Ring or whatever is just way worse. Alright, holding control. We'll add 3 red. Grab Empty the Warrens. And we're going to pass. They create a construct. Okay. If they have a Shadow Spear, they should not activate. And it looks like they're not going to activate. So they probably left it in. They grab Lion's Eye Diamond. Basalt Monolith. Into Karn the Great Creator. Wow. Well, I'm glad that I decided to empty the Warrens. So they actually had 2 very good draws. And Snaring Bridge. What? Wild. I can't attack. I have to pass. Another Grim Monolith. I mean, the Snaring Bridge probably beats me. Because they don't have to attack to win. Assuming that they're on a stock Karnforge list. They can just Lattice Lock me. And then eventually win with Aetherflux Reservoir. And there's the Lattice. So I guess my hope is that they draw Leyline of the Void. Yeah, it's that they draw Leyline and then can't cast it. That's my out here. Okay, they drew another Opal. We'll play a Bloodstained Mire past the turn. And they're remembering to untap. So even if they drew a Leyline, they could play it now. Yeah, I'm probably just dead. They play another Basalt Monolith. And then they kill my Mox. Sure. I draw a land, it doesn't really matter. I'm just going to pass the turn. They play another land. And they pick up a Walking Ballista. I am willing to concede to Walking Ballista here just to save myself some time. We're 2-2. There's still one more match left to go. Let's go try to get that one. With Card Hoarder, renting your favorite combo deck has never been easier. There isn't a more affordable solution for Magic Online. Want to play the deck in this video? Check out the pinned comment below to easily rent the deck from Card Hoarder. Did you know you can rent the Epic Storm from Card Hoarder for as little as 7 tickets a week? We've made it simple to do so by including a button to rent the entire deck at theepicstorm.com/decklist. The 5th and final match, we're on the draw. I do not know what our opponent's playing. Their Goldfish history has a lot of different decks, but their last deck was Yori and Death and Taxes. But they're playing a 60 card deck today, so who knows what they're on. And I'd rather keep a versatile hand. Marsh Flats. Okay. Beseech the Mirror. I'll play Underground Sea and pass the turn. Is it Reanimator for the 3rd? It is. Reanimator all day, every day. Wow. Alright. Adding in 2 more Carpet of Flowers to my sideboard was not helpful this league. They select a Gristlebrand. And Exhume. They go to 12 life. And I'm guessing they're going to go down to 5, and they do. They unmask me. I'll respond with a Brainstorm. I will put Lion's Eye Diamond and Burning Wish on top. They take the Lotus Petal and then go to Cleanup. Interesting. Okay. They discard a whole bunch of cards. I'm going to Burning Wish for Echo of Aeons. Pass the turn. Our opponent discarded Atraxa, Archon of Cruelty, and another Gristlebrand, and then just a bunch of lands and a Faithless Looting. So I'm guessing the play here is our opponent's going to attack for 7, draw 7 more cards post-combat, and then try to reanimate 2 creatures. Okay, so far that is what it looks like. They play land number 3. And they Exhume. So they don't know that I have a Lion's Eye Diamond on top of my deck. They might not want to Archon of Cruelty out of fear that I'll discard the Echo. They pick up an Atraxa. Off the Atraxa, they pick up Dark Ritual, Grief, Lotus Petal, and Exhume. They evoke a Grief. They take my Cabal Ritual. And another copy of Grief. Sure. They play out a Lotus Petal. And Exhume. Grief is back. Goodbye, Tendrils. And now we'll draw our copy of Lion's Eye Diamond. Okay, let's see how good our new 7 cards are. Spin that wheel. Not very good if I'm being honest. They have lethal on board. Sword is dead. Unfortunate. Yeah, nothing I can do here. Okay, game number 2. Take out the relays. Bring in Beseech and 2 land. Or, I'm sorry, Beseech and 2 Thoughtseize. While we wait for our opponent, I meant to mention this in the beginning of the round, and I don't believe I did, but I was talking to Declan, aka Velgrim, our last round opponent, in between matches, and they were not on Carnforge. They were actually just on good old-fashioned colorless mud. So, mud with the Wandering Wasteland, which would make sense because I was wasted in game number 1, and that's why we saw Lodestone Golem, so it wasn't actually Carnforge. But, yeah, I mean, not a matchup I want to face. So, Reanimator 3 times, mud, Death and Taxes, not a great league. We cannot keep this. We'll go to 6. I probably shouldn't, but I'm going to. Bottom the Burning Wish. Alright, we're going to play Chromox and imprint Wail of the Forgotten. So this is now an Underground Sea, which is nice because it will give me black for this Beseech the Mirror later. Okay, this is a Beseech next turn. Play out the Opal and pass. The Grief, I will Veil of Summer. Okay, so they just 2 for 1. 2 for 0'd, my apologies. They play a Bloodstained Mire. They still have 4 cards in hand. And now we're going to draw the Burning Wish that doesn't really do a whole lot. So I can go get Gaea's Will, sacrifice the Chromox, and then get another Beseech. And then Gaea's Will, and I could replay Chromox, Lotus Petal, and Mox Opal, but I'd have to brainstorm into Dark Ritual in order to win the game. Or I can just get Song of Creation and just rely on my draw steps. And I think Song of Creation is the move. Okay. Discard the Burning Wish. Our opponent grabs a Badlands and casts an Entomb. Look at that. They pick up a Gristlebrand. And they reanimate it. So they'll lose 8 life going down to 11. They can draw 7 going down to 4 life. And no, they're just going to pass the turn. Wow. We draw a card we can't cast. Classic. Okay, not ideal. Not ideal. They will attack with their Giant Demon. I'll go to 13. They'll go up to 18. And they do draw 7 this time. And then they play Faithless Looting. Discards Atraxa and Archon of Cruelty. They play a Lotus Petal and Exhume. They select Archon of Cruelty, so I am dead on board. I have to draw a spell right now that I can cast or else it's game over. Gaea's Will, come on. Alright, so that's the league. We went 2-3. Yikes. Not a very good league. So, we had some blunders this league, not being able to hold priority. Magic Online apparently changed where it wants command and control in order to hold priority. That stunk. That definitely cost me at least a game because I was trying to hold priority that one game. And then our matchups were just really odd. 3 Black-Red Reanimator, Mud, and then Death and Taxes. So not your typical league. This was kind of a wild one. Wail of the Forgotten looked terrible. I will say that. I was not impressed with it over Ponder. So as of right now, there's only a couple weeks left until SEGCon Philly. I'm probably going to run back my Eternal Weekend list, but if you have any other ideas, I'm willing to listen. I did have someone in the comment section recently get pretty mad that they suggested something that I didn't like. I'm not trying to be mean here, but not all ideas are good. And I'm not going to record every idea either. But if you have a good idea, I'm willing to listen. I'm willing to have a conversation. I guess that's my point. But really, thank you for watching. I do appreciate it. I hope you have a great day and keep storming. Hey, Bryant Cook. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. There's no better way to support our channel. If you're interested in elevating your combo game, visit theepicstorm.com/tutoring for details about our coaching sessions. Don't worry, there's more great combo content coming right up.